Hey everyone, I'm Liam, and welcome to the Cine Review Hub channel. Today, we're going to take a look at the latest happenings in cinema, from Christopher Nolan's new film to the movies currently in theaters. In the past week, besides the films currently on screen being major trends, another interesting one emerged. Our first piece of news is about Christopher Nolan's new movie, The Odyssey. The advance ticket sales for its IMAX showings have begun. The interesting part is that the film isn't set to be released for another year, specifically in July of next year. Amazingly, all the tickets were snatched up within minutes, leaving none left for IMAX cinemas. This led to a black market where tickets are now being traded on eBay for up to $250. As we get closer to the release date, the black market for these tickets will only get worse. The film shooting is almost complete, and it has entered the post-production phase, where visual effects will be added. Tom Holland recently gave an interview stating that this new Christopher Nolan film is unlike any other. He said he knew the role he played was unique, and that it was the best experience of his life on set. Another major trend was, of course, Superman, which drew the most attention last week. The film performed much better in terms of ratings than its predecessors. It received an A- from CinemaScore, a grade only two other DC films have managed to get in the past 12 years: Henry Cavill's Superman and Robert Pattinson's Batman. It's a huge success, having grossed $125 million at the domestic box office last week, which shows how popular Superman is in the US alone. Its sales outside the US were not as impressive, with a worldwide gross of $96 million. The company has extensive marketing plans for this film. Even Pedro Pascal, who is in Fantastic Four and is a sort of rival, posted on social media with the hashtag #SuperFantastic. Recently, companies have also been using a trick of intentionally creating buzz on the red carpet. For Jurassic Park, Scarlett Johansson kissed her co-star. For Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby created a stir together. They are doing the same for Superman, knowing the power of social media. They also use TikTok trends and have made clips for the Superman movie that are similar to ones that have gone viral on social media. We'll have to wait and see how much the film's sales drop in the coming weeks. If the drop is too significant, it could even turn into a commercial flop. So far, the film's performance has been so strong that Warner Bros. Has ordered a sequel. David Corenswet, who plays Superman, said in a previous interview that when he signed the contract for the first film, he was contracted for 2 movies, and James Gunn always knew he would make 2. Based on rumors, even though Warner Bros. Wants to make the second film now, it's not their top priority. Their focus is on first making a Wonder Woman film, then the new Batman, and then Supergirl. Only after those will they move on to Superman. They are also leveraging the media buzz from Superman for Supergirl. For example, the Batman film's makeup artist posted a picture of Millie Alcock as Supergirl on Instagram, though it was deleted a few hours later. Supergirl also appears in the new Superman film, and her standalone movie with Jason Momoa is set to be released in July of next year. Interestingly, the director of this film is the same person who directed Cruella. Another interesting bit of news about Superman was a report from the Wall Street Journal. Apparently, a while ago, the idea of a black Superman was pitched to David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Bros. It is said that when he heard the pitch, he threw everyone out of the room, saying the idea was too woke. There were a few other fun tidbits about Superman, like the actors' salaries being revealed. On social media, people had been asking for a while why Henry Cavill was replaced and why Amy Adams wasn't brought back. It was revealed that David Corenswet and his co-star, Rachel Brosnahan, each earned $750,000 for a combined total of $1.5 million. This is in contrast to Henry Cavill's salary of $10 to $15 million and Amy Adams' $5 to $8 million. Just by replacing the actors, they saved close to $20 million on the film's budget. If you're wondering what determines salary, it's fame. What's interesting is that in the same Superman film, Nicholas Hoult, who is 35 years old, earned $2 million because he is more famous, even though he only plays the villain. That's almost 3 times what Superman himself earned, simply because he is more well-known. While the actors' salaries are low, their contracts state that if Superman is a commercial success, all 3 actors will receive a bonus. The film also had a few other interesting side stories. It was revealed that in India, the kiss in the Superman film was censored. Censorship in Indian cinema is a strange thing. There are no clear rules or regulations. One kiss might be rated PG-13 and another might not. Why is this? Because Indian audiences are known to get carried away while watching movies and might even throw chairs at each other. For this reason, Indian officials deemed the kiss in the Superman film too erotic, so they censored the film and gave it a PG-13 rating. Meanwhile, Donald Trump did his usual thing. You know how whenever a trend emerges, he quickly latches onto it? It doesn't matter what it is. A while ago, he used a Star Wars photo to his advantage, and this time he photoshopped himself onto the Superman poster, presenting himself as a symbol of truth, justice, and the American way. Another cool impact of Superman in the US is that after the appearance of Superman's dog in the new film, Americans' interest in adopting dogs increased by over 500%. Google search results show that searches for "how to find a shelter dog" increased by almost 5 times after the film's release. Meanwhile, one person went to see the Superman film dressed as Homelander. Homelander is from the series The Boys and has nothing to do with Superman, but his character is very similar. When the video went viral, the actor who plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, reacted by sharing the video on his social media and wrote, "This should become a trend. From now on, more people should go to the cinema in a rival character's costume to watch a film." As for other cinema trends, the F1 movie suffered a heavy defeat in its competition with Superman. While the film was doing very well, with sales reaching $400 million and some estimating it might even reach $1 billion, it suddenly experienced a severe drop in sales after the Superman film was released. Now, estimates are that the film's budget will only reach a maximum of $500 million. This film has already been renewed for a second part. Do you remember a few weeks ago when I mentioned that Apple had registered a fictional Formula One team and put real advertisements on the actors' uniforms and the cars in the movie? The cool part is that the contract amount wasn't fixed. The more views the film got, the higher the contract amount would be. Last week, it was revealed that Apple's revenue from displaying company ads on a fictional team's uniforms has now crossed the $40 million mark. Another film that sold very well and surprised all the experts was Jurassic Park: Rebirth. Last week, it sold another $137 million, and its worldwide sales crossed the $537 million mark. Many analysts had predicted that the film might turn into a commercial failure, but with this amazing sale, they now guess that the presence of Scarlett Johansson in the film attracted younger audiences to theaters. They even estimate that the film may finish with sales of between $800 to $950 million. It was officially announced that its high-quality version will be released on August 5th. For the next news, let's go to the Emmy Awards. The Emmys are for the US, but they are essentially the Oscars for television, just like the Oscars, but for series. Last year, all the awards went to Shogun and The Bear. Last week, they announced the Emmy nominees. The ceremony itself will be held in about a month. If you're a fan of TV series, this ceremony can offer some good recommendations. In the list of nominees, there were a few interesting choices. One was Martin Scorsese's first ever acting nomination at the Emmys. Martin Scorsese played himself, a director trying to make an epic, high-budget film who gets scammed by a producer, in the series The Studio for Apple TV. Last week, his daughter surprised him with a video call and told him he had been nominated for Best Actor at the Emmys. Another interesting thing was that Harrison Ford, the cinema star, was nominated for an Emmy for the first time at the age of 83 for his role in the second season of the Apple TV series Shrinking. The most nominations went to the series Severance with 27 nominations. It was basically nominated in every category. The interesting thing is that while its second season performed so strongly at the awards, news came out last week that the production of the third season has been put on hold. Even though Apple TV usually produces new seasons of its series very quickly, Severance is an exception, and it's unclear how many years the delay will last. The miniseries The Penguin also managed to get 24 nominations, especially for Best Miniseries and for Best Lead Actor and Actress in a Miniseries for Colin Farrell and Kristen Milioti. The series The Studio and The White Lotus also had 23 nominations each, with The Studio breaking the record for the highest number of nominations for a rookie comedy series. It had never happened before that a series was so successful in its first season. The Last of Us and Andor were next in line with 14 and 16 nominations, respectively. The series Adolescence, which was very trendy on Netflix recently and whose story is about a teenage criminal, managed to get a nomination for Best Lead Actor. Owen Cooper, who is only 15 years old, is the youngest male actor in the history of the ceremony to be nominated. But a few series lost face when the nominations were announced. One of them was House of the Dragon. The series Game of Thrones won the Best Drama Series award for several consecutive years, and there was never a year without a nomination from the world of Westeros. Now, after 14 years, that sword has fallen, and House of the Dragon failed to be nominated in any category. The same thing happened to the new season of The Handmaid's Tale. While its first seasons had a strong presence at the awards, it had no success this new year. Another similar case was related to Squid Game. In 2002, at the 74th edition of these awards, the series was nominated for 19 Emmy Awards and won 6 of them, especially Best Directing for a Drama Series. The director himself, when he came to the stage, said he would be back with a second season. But last year, even though both the second and third seasons of the series were released, it had no nominations. Last week, the director of this series gave an interview that angered many fans. He said he had no idea if an American version was being made or not. He said he heard some rumors, just like everyone else. He also said there's a saying, never say never, and he would be very happy to direct a fourth season if Netflix wanted to make one. This is despite the fact that this very same director had insisted on finishing the story, which is why the story went the way it did. Now he's willing to continue the story again. For the next news, let's talk about new films. The first 2 pieces of news are about the introduction of new actors. Last week, Warner Bros. Finally revealed the first look at its new cast after much anticipation. Specifically, we saw the first look at Harry Potter, who was holding a clapperboard. This clapperboard indicated that the filming and official production of the Harry Potter series had begun. The actor's picture received a positive reaction on social media. The first look at Hagrid in the Harry Potter series was also shown. They also gave new information, saying that the actor for Lord Voldemort has been chosen, and his makeup has been designed. He will appear in the first season, but they will not reveal his identity. The audience will have to find out in the series who the Dark Wizard is, so the role will not be revealed until the very last moment. Other information they gave is that the first and second seasons will each have 6 episodes, and from the second season onwards, the number of episodes will increase to 8. The first season is also scheduled to start airing in 2027, probably in the summer. There was another series that showed the new actors to the fans of the story, namely the actors for the film The Legend of Zelda. Bo Bragason was chosen for the role of Zelda, and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth was chosen for the role of Link. As you know, this film is going to be an adaptation of the Legend of Zelda game, and Wes Ball, who directed the Maze Runner film series, is going to direct it. Filming is also set to begin soon in 2025. Another interesting piece of news about new films is related to the world of James Bond. As we said last week, Denis Villeneuve, the director of the Dune film series, was chosen as the director of James Bond.
Now, last week, the Sun newspaper published a report stating that the director said Amazon had asked him to create a more modern world of James Bond and to choose actors who would attract younger audiences who are interested in streaming. As a result, it is rumored that Sydney Sweeney has been chosen as the next Bond girl. It is said that Denis Villeneuve's opinion is that Sydney Sweeney is a talented actress who has an appeal that attracts younger generations, which is essential for modernizing this franchise. However, the news has not yet been officially confirmed. The other news about new films is related to Robert Eggers, who recently directed the film Nosferatu. He is now going to have a very similar experience again. He has even chosen similar actors. He is going to make a film called Werewolf, in which Aaron Taylor-Johnson will play the werewolf, and he has once again chosen Lily Rose Depp for his new film. The story takes place in the 13th century, and the entire film will be made in Old English.
Read aloud in a warm and friendly tone. This means that even some people who speak English may not understand the film, and the film will be subtitled in modern English in cinemas, so even in the US, people will have to watch the film with subtitles. The film is scheduled to be released in cinemas at Christmas in 2026. As the last piece of news about new films and series, let's also mention the series Murderbot, which was an Apple TV production. If you are interested in the sci-fi genre, it can be entertaining for you. It has 10 episodes, each no longer than 20 minutes. This series was one of the most watched on Apple TV and has been renewed for a second season. Let's move on to the celebrities. Last week, a significant portion of the news about celebrities was pictures of cinema stars who had gone to watch the Wimbledon matches in person. The number of movie stars at these matches was so great that you couldn't find that many actors on the Oscar red carpet. Henry Cavill was there with his wife in his special style. Jodie Comer, and even more interestingly, Andrew Scott and Paul Mescal went to watch the matches together. What's interesting about that? They were co-stars in a 2023 film where they played a gay couple. Now they've gone to watch the matches together. Olivia Cooke, Nicole Kidman, Matthew McConaughey, Keira Knightley, they were all stars who were present as spectators at the matches. The cool part is that all of their outfits and styles become the focus of fashion magazines. Many of these stars are even paid to wear a specific outfit from a specific brand so that the brand's name can top the fashion news. However, one star was not at these matches, and that was Christian Bale, who went to the Dolce & Gabbana event. What's so interesting about this? Christian Bale got married 25 years ago and has a 20-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son. He is very strict about his private life and doesn't allow any pictures of his children to be easily shared on social media. But this time, he was at the event with his entire family, and they said they were there to support their daughter Luca. So their daughter was officially introduced to the media. The media speculates that Christian Bale is trying to help his daughter enter the acting profession and is trying to get her some fame. He didn't decide for his daughter when she was a child whether she would pursue an acting career or not. He waited until she was of legal age and is now supporting her choice to enter the acting profession. Another piece of news about celebrities is related to Emma Watson, the actress from the Harry Potter film series, who was arrested last week and had a court hearing. For what crime? For a traffic violation. What kind of violation? She was driving 60 kilometers per hour in a 48 kilometer per hour zone. Her car was impounded, she was given 3 demerit points, and since she already had 9 demerit points and this was her 4th traffic violation in the past 2 months, her total points reached 12, and her driver's license was revoked. She was also banned from driving for 6 months and has to pay a £1,044 fine, which is equivalent to $1,400. The court hearing wasn't very serious, it only lasted 2 minutes, and Emma Watson herself wasn't present. Her lawyer went on her behalf. Zoe Wanamaker, who was also a co-star of Emma Watson in the Harry Potter film series, was fined on the exact same day in the exact same court for a traffic violation and was present at the court. The next news about celebrities is also related to cars, this time about the Batman car. Do you remember a while ago when I said in the news that Warner Bros. Had created a new business out of the name Batman? They are making Batmobiles for $3 million and putting them on the market. These Batmobiles are fully functional cars, meaning they are completely drivable, but for safety reasons, you are not allowed to drive them anywhere in the world. You can only use them on special racetracks. A while ago, a dealer bought one of these cars for $3 million, and last week, Neymar, the famous soccer player, bought the same car from the dealer for $1.5 million. Neymar is a huge fan of the Batman world and was present on the red carpet with Robert Pattinson at the premiere of the Batman film a while ago. Another piece of news about celebrities is related to Peter Jackson, the director of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies, who has not made a film in 11 years. Last week, he gave an interview and said that everyone tells him that he has only made documentaries in the past few years, for example about the Beatles, so he must have retired. In his interview, he officially said that he is absolutely not retired and is currently working on the screenplays for 3 different films. However, he did not say what these 3 films are. Reporters now speculate that one of them must be for the world of The Lord of the Rings, and another is probably The Adventures of Tintin. If you remember, a Tintin film was released a while ago that was directed by Steven Spielberg, and Peter Jackson was the writer and producer. Apparently, he is writing a new screenplay to continue that.
The last piece of news about celebrities is honestly a strange one. Stellan Skarsgård, who we know from his role in the Dune film series, is a very old and experienced actor from Sweden. Last week, he was at the Karlovy Vary International Film Festival and gave a controversial interview. His interview was about Ingmar Bergman. This actor had collaborated with this director a few times before. Now, Stellan Skarsgård came out and trashed the director. He said that Bergman was a Nazi. He said he was a very good director, but not a good person. During World War II, he was a Nazi, and when the war ended, he was the only one who cried when he heard Hitler had died.
He said that Bergman was a deceptive and cunning person who deceived other people. Finally, he said that some people can be very good artists and have very good works, but they can be unworthy and dirty people on the inside.
Well, friends, that's it for this week's video. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next week's video, goodbye.